Okay, so we have been doing P90X3 now for exactly 1 month, 4 weeks. And what we thought we'd do is we just give you a little bit of an update on how we feel like the program has been helping us or benefiting us. Like I've mentioned before in a lot of our other videos, we've been doing Beachbody workouts now for at least 5 years, I have, and maybe closer to 6 years. But really, for the last 4 years, been working on doing a lot of P90X, P90X2, Insanity Asylums, one-on-one with Tony Horton, Body Beast. We've done a little bit of Les Mills Combat. So we've tried a lot of different programs. So we tell you that because we want you to know that we have something to base this off of. This program, we took our measurements beforehand, like we do with a lot of our programs. We took some pictures as well. We haven't taken our next set of pictures, but we'll do that. But what we thought we would do is just share with you some of our results as far as inches and all those kinds of things, and also body fat percentage. So mine is simple because my weight has stayed exactly the same, my chest size has stayed exactly the same, my waist size has stayed the same, my hips have stayed the same. My right thigh went up 1/4 of an inch, and my left thigh is exactly the same as it was. My right bicep and my left bicep are identical to what they were before we started the program. As far as checking our body fat percentage...
So what you're saying is you saw no changes.
I saw no bodily changes as far as...
No
inches, no nothing.
But no inches gained.
But no inches gained. Well, except for in the right thigh, but that could be a mismeasurement. It depends on where you hit your thigh. We try to measure down first and go down.
Just got a little happy next to your groin.
Yeah, we try to measure down the leg a little bit and then figure out that's our normal spot to measure because your thigh kind of goes like this. So the thigh's a tough one to measure. But then we went and we measured using calipers. We did our body fat percentage, and we've always done a 4-fold body fat percentage.
What does that mean?
What we do is we measure the tricep.
Where?
Right here in the back, where I don't have a whole lot of fat.
Yeah,
and then we also measure the thigh, which is mid-thigh horizontally. We also measure the abdomen, which is 2 inches to the right of your belly button, and you go long ways. And then we also do what we would just call the love handles. And so we do this little body measurement right over here. Well, that's where I saw my difference, okay? I went from an 8 on the calipers all the way down to a 4, which is basically just skin.
Your love handles?
With my love handles.
That's the only place you saw change.
That's the only place I saw change. But guys, isn't that where we want to get rid of it? Is in the love handles? I was so excited because I've tried for a really long time to get rid of those love handles. And my pants are extremely loose. I gotta pull my belt.
Yes,
like
they aggravate me because they fold in the back.
Yeah,
drives me crazy.
She doesn't like the way my jeans are fitting right now. I might have to go and get some tighter jeans or smaller jeans, whatever. But you never know. I could put the weight back on. But so I saw a difference there, and so my body fat percentage went from 13%, which is already really good. Being 41 years old, you know, you could be like 17% and still be in pretty good shape. But 13%, which I was really happy with at 13. Now I'm down to 10%, and it's the first time since we've been using calipers that I've been down at 10%. We used to use a little weight scale that you could stand on, and it's supposed to read your body fat percentage. You put in a few stats. We didn't like that one. It always read us really low. I mean, it felt good because, oh, I was 8% body fat, or, ooh, I was 7%. But I said, you know what? That's really, really low. That's like professional athlete.
We did. If you watched one of our videos, we actually did a video over the whole thing because it's not the scales you can buy at the store that you stand on like a weight scale, because we do have one of those at home as well. This is actually a professional one that they use.
$3,000 machine.
But the problem that we found was we did it before we worked out, and then we did it after we worked out to see if there was any change, and there was a discrepancy. So it really goes, it's more on how much water is in your body.
Right.
So
you have to be well hydrated to use the machine to begin with, but then again, you could say, I have an athletic body, and the machine, and overall, you might not really have an athletic body. We both wanted to say we had athletic bodies. That dropped your percentage. If you said you just have a normal everyday body, then your percentage went up. So it's kind of
conditional.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So we always use the calipers. We feel like we get really the same numbers basically most of the time. All my other numbers were exactly the same except for that number there. So Casey, go ahead.
I actually had let me cut you off.
Yes,
before
thank you.
Tell the people my results.
Yes.
I'm proud of my results. Like he said, we're only 30 days into the program, and my big thing was, am I going to gain weight, or am I going to lose what I already have? Because when you first think about it, and you're used to doing the 1 hour insanity asylums or whatever it is, then you come and you do a 30-minute program, you feel like maybe you're not getting enough. And I know on a lot of the boards that I've been reading where people are posting about the program, that seems to be one of the biggest concerns, and so they automatically want to do doubles. Because they feel like 30 minutes isn't enough. Well, I will tell you, based on my results, 30 minutes is definitely enough. 30 minutes into it, I have gained 2 pounds since the program started. But again, I don't believe that weight should be what you go by. A lot of people will. Dave just joined us. Nice of him to join us. Hello, Dave.
We'll get Dave's results here in a minute.
Oh, no.
A lot of times we weigh ourselves and we see that our weight goes up, because I know my weight, I go from anywhere between 122 up to 129. I have a big jump there.
I always say you definitely have a 5-pound swing, no matter, depending on how much water you drink that day, how much, there's a swing.
But I cannot get under 120 for the life of me, and I haven't ever broken 130 unless I was pregnant. That's a different story. But, so like I said, I gained 2 pounds so far during this 30-minute program for 30 days now. But I did go up about a 1/4 inch on the chest, which I didn't think I would go up on my chest, but it has to be because of all the push-ups that we're doing.
You actually went up 3/4.
All right, 3/4.
So it's a lot of the, I think it's your wings from all the pull-ups you're doing.
My wings are getting huge. Anyway, my waist went down 1/2 inch. I went from a 29 down to a 28.5. So I was really excited about that. Hips, not really anything going on there. I don't know how your hips would really change unless your glutes are getting bigger and they're coming
unless
up
you have
higher,
some fat on the
maybe,
sides or something, yeah.
However, both of my thighs basically went down 1/2 inch, which I was thrilled about. My thighs are probably, everybody has something that they don't like about them. My thighs are my one thing that I don't like about myself. And so I was really excited to see that, because I know we did Body Beast and we've done some other things, and I've never had my thighs how I wanted. Now on Beast they went up.
Yeah.
Because
you're putting on muscles.
So I'm really excited about that. I don't know how to.
What are we looking at? Your arms. Her arm went up. Her right arm bicep has gone up a 1/4 inch, and her left arm has also gone up a 1/4 inch. So that's good.
I don't know how to read all these little point blah blahs. Just tell me, is it 1/2 inch, an inch? What is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was excited about that. My arm is back up to where it was when I was doing Beast, which I think is really weird, because when I was doing the Beast program, you're trying to put on muscle mass, and so I did get up to my 12-inch biceps. I know they're getting huge. So I wasn't expecting for them to go up, and I mentioned on one of our other videos before that I actually went up to 12 inches when we were in a little over 2 weeks into the program. So I haven't seen much change since then, but I mean, that was just a little over 2 weeks into the program. They had already gone up to 12. As far as my body percentage, I am super, super happy, because when we started Beast, I love Jamie Eason. Let me give her a shout out. She is one hot bodybuilder mama. Love her. And
pictures.
I'm choosing not to make a comment there. I'll get hit.
Anyways,
I'll comment.
I think there's somebody that we always look to that really inspires us, and for some reason I
Tony
have
Horton. Go ahead.
Really. Anyways, so I follow her a lot, and I know when I first started following her on bodybuilding.com, which I know is not beachbody.com, I'm sorry, but I did part of her program, and back then, golly, that was
long time ago
now. I set my goal at 17% body fat. That's where I wanted to be. At the time, I was at 21% body fat. So after Beast, I ended up at 19% body fat. after the Beast program, so I went down there. And then after I just did the, not really a program, I kind of mixed
You've been
between
doing some less meals
and less meals.
insanity.
I kind of made my own little hybrid program. So when I got done with that, we were starting this, I was at 18%. So overall, long story short, in a matter of 30 days, I went down 1% in body fat. So I'm really excited about that because I have been struggling. I've been coming down slowly, but to be able to drop 1%, I was really happy with.
And every single one of your numbers, your thighs went down, your ab went down, your the side here is about the same, and then 17%. So that's fantastic.
Yes. So I was really happy. Oh, one of the other things that I was really, really happy about is my my triceps. I know. They're fat. They're not fat, but you know
Ladies,
what I mean? They're hard to get rid of. They're tight, and I feel like, quit pinching me. I can't get rid of it for anything, and they're not fat. But so I actually went down a little knot there, so I was happy about that. So yeah, overall everything went down except for the chest. The chest went up. So happy days.
That's a good thing. Now, we did not happen to get Dave's measurements ahead of the program. So he has measurements now, so we'll be able to give you a better review at the end of 60 days for him. But Dave, why don't you tell everybody kind of how you felt about the program so far?
The program is awesome. It's great. I feel the best that I've felt after 3-4 weeks in of any program that we've done, and we've been at this for a year and a half now. We've done P90X.
Coming up on 2 years.
P90X2.
Oh yeah, with Dave.
We've done P90X3. We've done Beachbody Beast a couple of times. We've done German volume training, and P90X3 right now, how I feel is better than any program we've done. Can't wait to see what happens in segment 2 and see if that continues or run into a wall or what, or really improve. But we will let you know. It's a good point to mention for a lot of you out there that sometimes you're going to run into where your numbers aren't the improvement that you're looking for, and that doesn't measure up to how you feel.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling great. I've maintained my weight. I've maintained the bicep numbers that I had pretty much in Beast, and my chest numbers and my shoulder numbers. They're measuring the same, but I feel better, and I think I look better in a mirror. So what do the numbers mean? I'm up about 3% in my body fat. We didn't do it at the start of the P90X3 program, so I don't know where we were there. But the last point that we did my measurements was probably 6 to 9 months ago. And what do? And you feel better, and you think you look better, but some of the measurements that you took aren't quite where you are. Throw the numbers away. That's on a piece of paper. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
What you see when you look in the mirror, how you feel every day after your workout and before your workout, that's really what's important. So you make progress sometimes in areas that aren't as measurable as others and that don't show up. So that's okay too. The numbers are just numbers. It's no big deal.
Right, and I think the one thing that I'll mention is that Casey and I were focusing a lot during the last 90 days before we started this. We focused a lot on cardio, and Dave was focusing more on bulking up. He was doing hardcore body beast, where we were doing a lot of insanity. So that's a difference too.
I had forgotten that. I was doing the heavier weights.
You were doing heavier weights, and typically that will, when you're putting on muscle, sometimes you bring a little bit of fat along with you as well. And so I would venture to guess that Dave's probably dropped a body fat. If you were 19, now you're 18 or whatever.
I can see it in the mirror. I can see the shoulders are bigger, the pecs are bigger, the chest is bigger, and I can see more of a V cut from shoulders down to my waist. Right. So I actually look better, I think, even though my body fat percentage is up a little bit. It's not high.
But
it's at 18% right now, and that's not really high. It's not, it's right at the upper edge of athletic and at the lower end of fit. So I'm all right with it, and I can shred that off just depending on which program I do in 2, 3, 4 weeks if I want to. But why mess around too much? I feel pretty good, and I like the program. So.
I think in the next 30 days, the good thing is now we got a barometer, and you'll be able to test that out, test this theory out of what P90X3. I know what it did for us the first 30 days because we have the results, but we're going to find out for Dave for the next 30 days.